Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of The Virtues of Oxygen by Susan Schoenberger, performed by Tanya and Laural Merlington.
Chapter 1. Vivian's unaired podcast number 1. Brief bits of memory remain. Stiffness in my legs as I balanced on the second fence rail to feed the chickens. A too bright sun searing my aching head. Clothes rough against fevered skin. Eyelids so heavy they pulled me into darkness. I've been told that my sister Darlene found me on the ground and carried me into the house. My cheek must have been mashed against a button on her overalls, because I remember waking up and rubbing the welt on my face when she put me down on the davenport, but then my arm felt so tired I had to let it drop. That sensation of strength draining out of me like water from a bathtub has stayed with me all these years. The virus set in quickly, shutting down limbs that had just that morning propelled me into the spiraling oak in the backyard, the one I wasn't allowed to climb. "You'll break your neck up there," my mother had said, little knowing that my arms and legs needed a challenge before they would be permanently decommissioned. She had walked back into the house yelling, "Why the Lord saddled me with 2 tomboys, I'll never know." Darlene was 10, 4 years older than me and therefore 4 times as smart, and so thoroughly a tomboy that she was sometimes mistaken for an actual boy. She refused to wear dresses, except to church, and she stomped around the farm in a pair of Daddy's old work boots. I admired everything about Darlene. How she had chopped her hair into a bob with a pair of rusty scissors in the shed. How she shrugged whenever my mother told her that boys didn't find dirty fingernails attractive. How she read extensively about airplanes and engineering and could take our old radio apart and put it back together. Daddy never seemed to mind her boyish ways, but my mother fretted about them endlessly. Darlene just had her own view of the world. "Don't you feel like you could reach out and grab one?" Darlene said one summer night while we were lying on our backs on the hillside behind the farmhouse looking at the stars. She stretched her arms toward the sky and made little pincers with her thumb and forefinger around a star, so I did the same.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?